And what's going on, everyone? My name's Dom's Complete Circuit Podcast, episode 42, I believe. As you know, I got my good friend Joe here.
What's going on?
And we have the wonderful Aaron.
Hey.
Wow.
That was a laggy Aaron today.
It was. My fingers were laggy, so my voice was laggy.
Well, we were off last week, so you probably need a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Warm up. And then we have the Manster.
How's it going?
Great.
Really speaking to that microphone today.
I know, I'm trying.
Wonderful.
So, we were off last week, guys. How was your week off?
Great.
Yeah? Aaron was on a little vacation last week, so.
Yeah. I probably had the best week out of anybody.
No,
Just
you
like
didn't.
chilling at the beach.
Nope.
All week.
You did not.
No?
No.
Was yours better?
Yeah.
What
How
did you?
so?
Yeah.
Because I went to Wisconsin
Oh.
and I was on golf carts.
Oh,
Nice.
I was on a golf cart too.
Yeah, well, mine's better.
Mm.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
I
How
got-
fast does yours go?
60. How fast
it
as yours does?
Your golf cart goes 60 miles an hour?
Yeah, we took the governor off of that thing and then we increased. Yeah.
My golf cart went up to 27 miles an hour.
Well, that's good speed for you. Anyways.
I don't believe you. We're gonna verify this, but we're back this week.
I wasn't done talking about my story.
I'm not worried about it. I gotta make the announcement, okay? Gotta make the announcement. So we got a big announcement for all you guys out there.
You're pregnant.
No one's
Oh.
pregnant.
Oh,
Thank
it's,
God.
It's a boy.
We are going to be live July 1st which is a Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Time. We are going to be doing the show live from that day forward, and we will be doing whatever the hell it is we're going to be doing. So that's in 1 month.
We're not doing it in Central Time. We'll be in the Philippines.
We're not going to be in the Philippines. We're going to be in Central Time.
On location, the Philippines.
On with like drone footage and
It's going to be 5 of us at the podcast, including Ladyboy.
Wow.
uh,
Manny's wish is coming true.
I mean, who are the other 5 then? Because I'm assuming you'll be the lady boy.
I'll pass. I want a better one.
You're fucking rude, dude.
I'm fucking. That's what.
That hurts.
That doesn't.
Are you trying to imply that Manny's the bitch of the show?
I'm definitely not.
Well, I'm not going to say anything to that, but it's also summertime and it's hot, and we are not sponsored by any beer company, but we are drinking beer because it's warm.
Speak
and
for yourself.
I don't care anymore.
I don't drink beer.
You have 2 of them in front of you.
First of all,
Which
This-
we can see.
this is flavored water.
Oh.
Yeah, what would you consider beer?
I don't know. I don't drink. You please tell me now.
Anyway, we got some news, and Aaron's going to get us started. But yes,
It's
please
a boy.
be sure to be on the lookout, guys, for the live show. I will be saying that in all the episodes up until that point, so please be sure to be on the lookout. If you're new, or if you're on Apple or any of that crap, check us out on YouTube. We'll be doing it live. Complete Circuit official podcast. And so let's get into the news. Aaron, what you got for us?
So, it may be a boy because Twitter Blue is here.
I told you someone was pregnant.
Hey,
Twitter is.
they got their eggs. So,
Ha!
Twitter
Wow.
Blue subscription service is starting to roll out today, because today is Thursday, and it's going to start in Canada and Australia.
Of course it'd be
Now,
Canada.
there are a few things that come with this. One of the biggest ones is that you have reader mode, which is going to let you like see threads and stuff in a way that's like a lot easier to read. From what I saw, it looks like it's just going to be one long kind of article looking thing, which will be really cool for when you have those events for Apple or whatever, and you're updating the same thread on all the new announcements that come out. It'll just all be right there. And then there's also the undo feature, which lets you retract your tweets before they actually go live. And
How much time do you have?
30 seconds.
Oh, okay, that could be useful. Because, yeah, second people grab a screenshot of it. Doesn't matter if you delete it or not.
Yeah, it could be. And then you also have the ability to change Twitter's app icon as well as a new color theme. And I believe, yes. Okay, so Twitter Blue subscribers will also get access to, quote unquote, dedicated subscription customer support. And it's actually not all that bad because...
But not to interrupt, but is there more? Because there needs to be the part where the stupid promoted tweets about, you won't believe what this celebrity looks like now, or those, like, those need to go away. Like, I don't want to see those anymore. So I'm going to pay for a subscription to Twitter for any amount.
Have you seen what Jenny Jones looks like now?
Yes, I have, but it wasn't through a Twitter promoted tweet. I hate those things. They're literally sinkholes.
What about Ricky Lake?
No, I haven't seen that one yet. You know, okay, you're just being like Twitter.
So they don't say anything, at least in this article, about
About
sorry,
tweet?
there was a correction at the bottom of the article I just saw. So
Ah.
I wanted to make sure we didn't say anything that needed to be corrected. We didn't cover that part. So I didn't see anything about there being promoted ads or like no ads or whatever, but the subscription is only, so it's $3.49 of Canadian dollars, $4.49 of Australian dollars.
Yeah.
So I did a conversion earlier today, and the Canadian dollars for the US is anywhere around like $2.44, and then the Australian one is like $3 or $4 and something. So no idea how much it'll cost in the US, but it's incredibly cheap per month. So I mean, I wouldn't think that with how cheap it actually is that they would take away all the ad revenue that they get from ads.
Yeah, but
like it doesn't seem like it'll offset it.
that shit's annoying. Manny, what are your thoughts? You're a total Twitter whore. What's your...
Wow.
I hate it.
You hate...
I'm like not in the camp of like you need to edit your tweets. I think if you tweet something out, it should stay out there forever.
Mm-hmm.
You can delete them. There's that.
But once you do it, you do it.
Yeah, once you do it, you do it. That's the beauty of Twitter, because you kind of got to stick by what you say no matter what. Correct yourself afterwards, and that's fine. It's just like there's no other social media site that's kind of like that. That's why I like Twitter, because you can't edit your stuff, but like everybody on Twitter, like every 2 months you get the whole we need the edit button crowd, and like they just annoy me so much, and like I hate it a lot.
Why do you hate the edit button?
Because it's just like tweets. The whole point of Twitter when it was like first started was like you were just like, oh, like your thoughts were like out there. It's kind of like I kind of use it like kind of like as what's on my mind in the moment, like kind of like a journal, if you will. And that's why I like Twitter so much, because it's just like I'll watch a movie and then I'll just tweet, "Let's go," you know, like "Let's go," like because I'm super hyped, and I don't need any context. Like no one needs context. It's just like stupid random Twitter bullshit, and that's what I love about it, because it's just like it's no filter. You're gonna see some stuff whether you like it or not, and like, you know.
Yeah.
What about like edits for typos or a link or something? No?
No, you gotta live with it. Remember when Trump did the whole cafe?
No, cafefe, yeah.
Cafe? We wouldn't have gotten that with an edit button.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
I see it. Once he said that, I'm on Manny's side with that.
Yeah, and while he was saying that, I was also thinking about the edit button and how, I mean, you can just delete your tweets if there's a typo, and I was trying to think of examples of when you wouldn't be able to delete a tweet and make a new one for something, and that you would need to go back and like autocorrect, or you got the time wrong on something. And I just don't have any examples of like a necessary edit button.
Yeah, no, because you can just make a new tweet. It's not like it's not like a YouTube video. But this is the thing that people want on YouTube too, is they want the ability to like re-upload a video with like a spelling correction, or maybe to correct some kind of piece of misinformation. And apparently that functionality exists in YouTube, because Apple supposedly has the ability to do that. So it's probably like some kind of like
Apple.
Yeah, so the iPhone 10, when it launched, they released an advertisement, and apparently there was something wrong on the screen that shouldn't have been there. And the next day, that same video ID, that error wasn't there anymore. But it was the same footage, just whatever. So, and it wasn't like they...
So Apple, being a YouTube account, had the ability to do that.
It seems so. YouTube has never confirmed it, but I did find out today, like Content ID and those kind of services are only provided to specific people. So YouTube has functionality that only certain accounts can get access to based on whatever the hell the reason is, and I'm willing to bet that's one of them if you're that big.
Yeah.
But that's,
yeah,
I don't know. Joey, what are your thoughts? Paid for Twitter?
Screw Twitter. Fuck Twitter.
What's
I hate
wrong?
Twitter.
Why do you hate Twitter?
It's annoying.
What's annoying about it?
Hashtags. Fucking hate hashtags.
What's wrong with hashtags?
So stupid.
What's stupid about it?
Because who speaks in hashtags?
Manny, can you explain hashtags? I've tried to explain hashtags.
No, I don't use them.
You don't use
see?
hashtags at all?
No way.
Go Manny.
No way. he
Team
says.
Manny over here, except for you like Twitter.
All my followers are extremely organic, which is why I appreciate them so much.
God, he just.
How many?
said-
Hold on. How many? Are you following the main channel? Let's see.
No. Don't look me up.
What do you mean,
Please
no?
don't look me up.
I'm not going to put you on the screen. I'm just looking to see. Hold on.
I'm not.
Don't look me up.
I'm not on
I'll,
Twitter.
I'll look
private.
later. No, you're following. Oh, I know why you don't want me to look that up because you're the name that you have on your.
No. It's just I tweet some super fucking ignorant shit.
Hey, at least you own it.
No, because like that's the beauty of Twitter is like you have Instagram, Twitter. Instagram's like, oh, everyone's living their perfect lives and whatnot. Twitter, it's just a fucking cesspool, and I love it so much for that. And like,
it is.
it's just so grimy. At
It
one
can't
point, like I had to take a sabbatical from Twitter because like there was just so much negativity.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I love it. It's just
Yeah. I did that with Reddit for a
Reddit?
really long time.
Yeah.
My sabbatical lasted about 4 years.
I
Really?
did that with the website.
Wait, you were on Reddit before, Aaron? I thought Reddit was something new to you.
No,
Relatively.
I had started using Reddit when I was in college, like 6 years ago.
Oh, shit.
Or something like that.
The truth
But then
comes out.
I was using it. I had posted a question on someone's thread, like perfectly normal question. Like someone was talking about, I'm just example here. Someone was talking about, let's say, Skyrim. And I asked the question, like, is there a mod to make your character brown orc? I don't know.
Brown. I'm pretty sure you could do that.
I was
in
trying to think of a
customization.
race that isn't in. You can.
Okay.
I kept thinking of different elves and dwarf. I don't think.
Dwarf. That is the word.
Yeah. So I don't think that dwarves, like
Bird is
in
the
not Skyrim, like Lord of the Rings kind of dwarves exist in Skyrim. So I was just like asking a curious question, and then I received like 40 down votes and 2 up votes, and I was like, and then a bunch of people were just giving me crap, commenting to my comment that was just a question, and I was like, you guys are making me feel like crap, and I can't do this because I didn't do anything wrong here, and I don't know what's going on.
What were they
Reddit's
saying?
the worst. Reddit's the fucking
I
worst.
don't remember.
Reddit's brutal.
It was years ago.
Reddit is my kind of people.
How much Redditing have you done, Joey?
I do it all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
What subreddits are you on?
You don't want to know, bro. You. I can't say on podcast.
How does Reddit work?
I mean, how's it work?
Yeah, tell me how it works.
It's just fucking people like me on there.
Yeah, but that doesn't tell me how it works. It tells me who's
We
on
bash
Reddit.
everything.
You bash everything.
Yeah. No matter what it is, even if it's a picture of a cute dog.
Somebody here was talking about how they asked for either somebody here or I asked somebody or somebody, a friend of, was like, somebody said they asked for like legal advice on Reddit and they put it in the
Yeah, that was me.
r/legal advice.
Yeah, I asked for legal advice.
And then somebody responded to it, and then apparently, like, it was clarification, even though it was, I don't know, something weird, and then they took it down because it wasn't legal advice enough.
Yeah, that was me.
I don't know. They get really
I don't
ridiculous.
know.
They get really
They-
ridiculous Reddit.
They do. The rules are crazy.
I'm going to law
But
school.
anyway,
Regardless, I mean, honestly, I'm with Manny the whole. At first I was kind of on the fence, like, oh, it'd be nice to correct a typo or a bad link or something or a bad image, but no, I get what Manny's saying now. And the only reason I would ever pay for this is if it got rid of the stupid promoted tweets. Because those are so fucking distracting. Like, they are so distracting. They're not good. Like, there are promoted tweets like, hey, check out this new Microsoft phone or some shit. Like, those are fine. But the ones where it's like the clearly, they're just clickbaity. You click in and then it's like, oh, yeah, here's I said it in that one short rant. Like, here's this big pair of boobs on this, celebrity. You won't believe who got their
Dude, what? How are you getting that?
I don't know, man. The algorithm, the Twitter algorithm.
I
get very perverted things.
I actually like how Twitter does their ads because it's like integrated well into the UI or whatever. You're scrolling, and it just shows up like any other tweet.
You're right. It
and
does.
I like that. And then usually, if there's something I don't like, if there's some stupid stuff, I just block the user I just block any promoted tweets.
You can block. I didn't know you could block. I didn't think about that. I never
you can
thought
do that
about
on Facebook too.
I just do that and block them.
Okay, I'm gonna keep that one in mind because that stuff. I get that. It's not every promoted tweet, but it is a lot of promoted tweets, and it's just like This has nothing to do because I'm subscribed to like all tech and crap or following, right? And then it's just like, here's like,
Dude.
25 texts you won't believe the landlords send to their tenants.
My promoted tweets are just literally a normal guy. He's like, damn, gas is really expensive. And then like underneath it says promoted tweet. and it's got like 2 retweets.
Why would he promote that tweet?
Yeah, and it's just so funny because I love it because that's my Twitter feed, man.
That's
It's
great.
so
You must have a unique Twitter feed. What were you going to say, Joe? You sound like you had some.
No. I was just going to say stay off the porn sites and you wouldn't have
I
that.
don't go on the porn sites with that account. So, doesn't make any sense for it to show up that way.
The truth is coming
But
out.
regardless, we'll see how this evolves, and once it comes to the United States, we'll definitely have to check it out, and maybe we'll throw Manny at it. How about that?
no.
No, just with the CTC, your CTC Twitter account
No,
that you haven't made yet.
don't do it.
No.
Manny.
No,
It's a trap.
not even. You wouldn't even just
Wait, do what?
just-
Twitter Blue?
yeah, just the Twitter Blue.
No.
No, CTC is gonna pay for the Twitter Blue. You just got to.
I like my Twitter raw.
And I'm the one who gets the porn.
Twitter shouldn't be free, but I'm not gonna pay for this.
Twitter should be
Yeah.
shouldn't
be free.
be free.
That's the stupidest.
What would make you? What would make you like? What would be like a $2.99 a month? What would give you the like? What's the sale?
Community stuff. I know they're experimenting with that stuff, like kind of like how Reddit has subreddits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to find like just groups of people that they just join. It's just strictly a certain type of content. You know
Yeah,
what I
that
mean?
would be fun.
But not like a specific Twitter account because like usually they get super repetitive over time.
Mm-hmm.
But like just different users promoting like on this one, let's say subreddit, something like that. I know they're doing it, but the way they're doing it, it's not
Subtweet.
where it needs to be because like I'm subscribed to like the anime topic. That's what they're called, topics. And
Right.
the same 10 people show up under an anime topic or whatever, and it's not good. I don't know like who needs to vet the users before like they show up under the anime topic or whatever, but it's not good because it's usually 1 or 2, and like for the smaller topics, because sometimes they do get granular like Dragon Ball Z or something, it's just like 1 or 2 people that show up under Dragon Ball Z topic.
What if it was like?
So I don't need to follow individual people, but I still get to see the content I want to see.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't have to seek it out. I just seek out the topic.
What if you had like? Here and follow me all the way because this one it's just something that popped up in my head. Like tweets, like owned hashtags. Like so, your subreddit, instead of going to a subreddit page, people can like be part of a hashtag group. And then like, the owners or owner of a particular hashtag can like approve or disapprove or just allow anything. And you don't get to own. You can't just like make a hashtag and then own it. Like there's got to be some kind of criteria beforehand. And it's not like a normal hashtag. It's something special. But it takes your tweet and then puts it into that particular category.
No, that's just the normal hashtag.
Yeah, but
The
in this
thing is,
particular case,
I have
there'd
to
be
search it up.
There'd be an approval. Put it on the side or something. Like just put like your followed.
That's what the topic is. It shows up organically on my feed. I only stay on my feed. I don't use a search bar.
But anybody can type that in. Like if Nintendo Switch is trending is in a topic, like anybody who puts a Nintendo Switch, like you could put a Nintendo Switch getting butt fucked by a cow, and it's going to show up. And that's well, you probably want that with your rawness, but
no. All I'm saying is like give me a Reddit style where like maybe there's a moderator or something.
okay.
Curator, let's just say Twitter employee, whatever, who like, hey, like these guys know what they're talking about. Because like, okay, another example, I joined the gaming topic, all Xbox stuff. I'm like, dude, like
The gaming topic is all Xbox stuff. That doesn't make any sense.
For
Oh,
me,
for
I don't
you,
know if it's
oh.
like for everybody, but it's for me. It was like all of one type of thing. When I'm like, no, I want to see Nintendo, I want to see Sony, I want to see
Right.
Xbox.
You want to see gaming
Yeah,
as a whole. Okay.
but yeah.
Well, fair enough. Okay. Well, I don't know. Like I said, we'll look into it and see if it ever hits the States.
Yeah. Well, it probably will. They're throwing it into Canada and Australia first as a test to like see how people like it. So if I had to guess, they're probably not going to get rid of Twitter Blue. They're just going to. Although, why test in Canada and Australia? Seems a little odd.
Similar
I don't know
enough
why.
to the United States before they do the deploy. I don't know.
But why not just test in the U.S.
I don't know. That's
or
a good
test in Europe? Like, why Canada and Australia? No offense to our Canadian and Australian listeners.
question. I think we have one
Just-
Canadian.
Very curious.
That's a good question. I don't know. they must have whatever their market research did. They looked at it and they said this is probably going to be the best place to test because it's not like the United States doesn't get like features tested.
Yeah.
But regardless, what's our next thing? This is the one. Okay, who has heard of? Aaron, do you want to walk us into this one?
You can do it.
Okay.
We're already here.
So it's been blowing up all week. Nintendo Switch Pro seems to be a thing. Supposedly at E3, Nintendo's going to be showing this thing off, announcing it. People are very excited. The Nintendo Switch giveaway video just completely died because everyone's like, I don't want this. Even though, regardless of any of that, I know we talked about Nintendo Switch Pro before, but now that it's seeming like a real thing, do we have any predictions, thoughts, wants, desires, hopes, things that'll kill it? What do we got, people?
Well, I do find it interesting that when this came out, that they were going to announce it on June 12th at E3 because E3 is a few days. So just, what day to look out for it, June 12th. So they're saying that in the past, Nintendo has said, we're not planning on doing anything anytime soon because the Switch is still making a lot of money for us. It's not in our plans right now. Like, not that they are not going to do it in the future at all, but just they've come out and said, like, it's not going to happen soon. And with this one, it says Nintendo has declined to comment.
Yeah, Nintendo's
now,
not going to
does
comment.
that? Well, they have before and said, no, this is false. So does that mean that the possibility of actually seeing the Switch Pro at E3 is going to be higher?
I mean,
like if they said no in the past and they're not saying no now.
All right, before we say anything else, Nintendo tweeted yesterday their E3 plans, and if you look at the tweet, which let me see if I can bring it up.
is it at Nintendo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring up the tweet if you can, please.
You can share it to the podcast
Yeah. Let me do
TV too. Just let me know when it's
gotta
up and I'll
Swipe down
put it
from
up.
like the top right and then hit screen sharing, like a top right of your screen.
Twitter.
We're still learning over here.
Yeah, we're still figuring it out. Although it does look like we fixed our audio issue. Oh, well, Manny's looking that up. Joey, what are your thoughts on Switch Pro?
I mean,
What have you heard about it? Let's start there.
it's 4K.
Supposedly, I don't know if they're going to get a handheld that runs 4K. Maybe, I don't know.
No, I thought the supposedly was that it's 4K when plugged in.
Oh, right.
Or hooked up to the TV.
Right. Sorry, go ahead.
And that the screen would be OLED and bigger.
Besides, if it's only 4K being plugged in, to me, it's just a waste. Honestly, if I can't have handheld 4K, then it doesn't make sense.
But a lot of the times, I mean, a screen that size.
Because how much are they going to charge you? It's not going to be $299.
No, if I had to, well, I think it says. Does it say anything in that article there? Because I see a price. The console will likely be priced higher, so it'll probably be $399. Because if they're still making money off the base Switch, and most people probably don't. Most Nintendo people, I would imagine, not most.
I have a feeling it's going to be $4.
You have a feeling it's gonna be $400?
$499.
You think it's gonna? You think $499 or $400?
$499.
I think it's gonna be $345.
$345.
No. $329.
$329. So
or maybe $348.99.
$348.99.
No.
These are some very unique prices.
$349.99 is what I was looking for. $350 minus the 1 cent.
Okay, $350 USD.
Yes. It's having
The
trouble with
reason
my
I
numbers
say
there.
it's going to be $500 is because Nintendo, granted, they're making money off of the accessories, but I believe that Nintendo is going to find a way to basically say, yeah, we're going to be up there with the PS5, the Xbox. It's just, yeah, I don't really know how to explain it. I just feel like it's going to be $499. And your diehard Nintendo fans are going to buy it.
Of course, any diehard fans will buy it.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I believe that even at $499, it's still going to sell.
That is an interesting idea, though, to think, like, would Nintendo bring their price up to the PS5 and Xbox? I mean, I personally think no, because Nintendo makes a lot of money elsewhere, whereas, like, the Xbox section of Microsoft doesn't have as much. Am I making sense?
Now, if Nintendo wants to be smart, what they could do is turn around and sell it for $4.99, turn around and sell their games for half of the price that they usually charge for than Xbox and PlayStation 5. Therefore, now you're making more money by people just buying your games because now they're $30 instead of $70. So you probably charge them $35. That's brand new games compared to what PS5 and Xbox is doing. And then you can turn around and sell your accessories the same price, and now you're making more by selling your console for $500. Your game's half off. Accessories stays the same, which people are going to still buy the accessories, and you're going to sell more games. And you'll probably get actually more people to buy your console because your games are cheaper than compared to Xbox and PS5. Granted, you have to pay more, pay the same up front, but people can save money that way.
I hear you. That's presuming the scalpers don't suck them up. In which case, $35 games wouldn't make sense because there wouldn't be enough people to offset the price loss. If anything, they'd almost be. I don't know, because I hear what you're saying, but the console's going to be okay. Talking about accessories, number one of the things that pissed me off about the Nintendo Switch is that it's not compatible with the Wii U Pro controllers, which I totally think it should have been for the people who supported the Wii U, and then even went so far as to buy the Pro controllers, which I have 3 of them.
But what? I'm all for the
What I'm saying is that
saying for the people, but when you can get a console for $299, what's the big deal of it not working with the Wii U console? I mean,
because the Wii U was more or less a failure. So as far as any console really, like it's really on the low end, and so those controllers are like $60, and Nintendo's weird. My point is, like, with the Switch Pro, if they release a Switch Pro and expect everybody to buy more Joy-Cons and not just be able to upgrade it to the Switch, instead it's a new Switch console.
No, they're gonna be The Switch Pro is going to be using the same shit that you
but
have
see,
now.
like I said, I would imagine that it is, in the case of Nintendo, for those people who bought the Wii U
and the Switch is two different things.
Yeah, but you know what? The Switch played GameCube games.
And if
the Wii U played GameCube games, like backwards compatibility and shit like that has been something.
But if you think about it as a company
so
thing, why would you want to hold on to something that failed?
No, just the controllers.
No, I get that, but that's still part of the failed concept.
Yeah, but I mean, it's because it's a way of basically saying, hey, thank you for supporting this one. Wow, I feel like we switched here. Thank you for supporting, the Wii U. We appreciate it. At the very least, we can let you use these controllers that you're probably never going to be able to use.
They basically said thank you when they put it for $299.
I mean, the Switch is a good price, all things considered, but
even the PlayStation, the PS5 will let you use PS4 controllers.
Yeah, and the Xbox Series X and S will let you.
My thing is that I hear what you guys are saying, but if you're from a business standpoint, why would you even want to have something that was on a failed concept on your new console?
Joey's, you know what? He's not entirely wrong. Nintendo, I mean, look at how much money they make off the stupid Joy-Cons anyway. Like, why include it? Like, why? It's fuck the Wii U supporters, basically. Not fuck them, but it's like, he's not wrong. Like, at the bare minute, like, what the right thing to do is not going to, like, if they did the right thing versus not doing the right thing, it's not like the difference between those sales are going to be so astronomically different that, like, it's like, okay, fine, a 0.02% difference in sales if we don't include now, but we're going to make that up by not having an R&D compatibility with the Wii U shit. Yeah. So we're going to make that up. So fuck those people. Not fuck them, but
no. I mean, it's just basically fuck the Wii U. You know what I mean?
It's fuck the Wii U.
It's not the people. I mean, the people.
Well, no, the people would be who would be benefiting from it, not fuck the Wii U.
You're right. Yes, I know the people would benefit, but
you know what they would do too, if they did include not to cut you off. This is my last thought on that one. If they did include Wii U controller compatibility, second the Switch came out, people would have been buying up Wii U controllers and not the new Switch Pro controller. So you have a bunch of Wii U controllers that are basically flooded in the market from the people who don't want to use their Wii U or they want to sell it or whatever the reason is. And then people would just be buying that shit secondhand. So it's just going to get in the way of your accessory sales, which that is how, outside of games, that is so how Nintendo makes most of their money. I don't think they make shit off the Switch itself. I think it's all those stupid little...
No, it's accessories. Yeah. I've always said that.
Yeah, you've said that.
I've always said that.
Episode 2?
Yeah, I mean, I've always said that. And I believe that going back to the Pro Switch, I just believe they're going to say, you know what, fuck it. Let's put our hats in the ring and say, let's charge it $4.99. And see what the fuck happens, because we just made millions with the Switch.
He might not be wrong. The only reason I would say $3.99 is just because $4.99 makes Sony's offering way more appealing with their $399 4K capable console.
I just don't see the Nintendo Switch being scalped as much as the PS5.
Oh, God.
Now, hear me out.
Okay.
PS5, Xbox. Those are the big things. You throw Nintendo. I'm not knocking Nintendo, but let me ask you something. You had to choose between a PS5, a Nintendo, and Xbox all out at the same day. What are you going with?
I would pick PS5, as would most.
Manny, what would you go with?
PS5.
Aaron, what would you go with?
Between
If it came out the same day, Xbox, PS5, or Nintendo?
Pro Nintendo.
well, probably. I don't know. That's a tough one. Probably PS5 because I already have a Switch. So
Let's say you didn't have a Switch.
if I didn't,
If you didn't have a Switch,
Yeah, you have nothing.
You
You,
have
have to
nothing.
pick. We have to pick
but
point blank.
let's say you've had your experience with all three of them,
Mhm.
right? And they all came out at the same time.
Joey came in, stole all of our shit, and then he's
Yeah.
going to sell them to us, but we only get one.
And you can choose the PS5, Xbox, or the Nintendo Switch Pro all at the same time, but you can only get one.
So I would probably, if I could only get one
Yeah.
out of the three, I personally would probably go for the Switch. Only because it's handheld and I can play a lot of the bigger games on it as well, such as like
Animal Crossing.
Skyrim and Devil May Cry, stuff like
Luigi's
that.
Mansion.
Like, and
What
the
happens if
Nintendo
it's
games.
now? Here's my other question: what happens if it's priced at the same price point as a PS5 and an Xbox? And I'm not talking about $399. I'm talking about just at the $499 mark.
Yeah, then I'd still get the Nintendo.
Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she,
but that's just me
Okay.
personally.
she likes their games.
What I'm getting at is there's people like Aaron,
Mhm.
but there's not many. Then there's people like us who would choose an Xbox or a PS5 over a Nintendo. There's a lot more people of that. Scalpers are gonna go after those kind of.
They
consoles.
will, but if they can't get their hands on PS5s, then they're going to go for Nintendo
How the
Switches.
hell are they not gonna get their hands on it?
No, because they've been scalped out. It's like, no, I'm being
The
serious.
scalpers have been scalped from the scalpers.
The scalpers have scalped the scalpers to the point where it's like the point is they're going to go to wherever the demand is. What'll happen is
Yeah.
if you have people coming in, it's like I can't get a PS5. Fuck it, fuck Sony. They're not making enough because whatever. I'm going to go to Nintendo.
Yeah.
It would be a chain.
Now you have a demand in Nintendo. Like
Really?
the Series X is not as popular as the PS5, but it's still getting scalped just as much.
Right.
Sure, there's a few more stories that I keep hearing of people getting their hands on Series X's from stores, but they're more or less scalped out.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switches right
By
now
50%.
are getting scalped the hell out,
I just think
and that's not even the Pro.
I think you'd be able to. The PS5 and Xbox would be. What I'm getting at is those would be scalped out first.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
without
probably.
question, absolutely, I agree
there-
with you.
And when there's nothing else for the scalpers to scalp, then they'll go for Nintendo.
Yeah, that's what
That's
I'm
all I'm
saying.
trying to say.
But
Yeah.
and there's
But that's what I'm saying is, I believe that they're going to do the $499 mark. Why not?
I mean, if it was $499, it would have to be.
Because they're going to use an excuse that you can do 4K when it's connected, just like you can with your consoles now, with the PS5 and the Xbox. Now, will it look as great? I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Just because something is 4K,
Right.
What did you, Manny? Not to, I know you've been searching for stuff. Were you able to find that tweet?
Yeah, but I can't. I'm having trouble.
You got to swipe down top right from the
I
screen
did. No, I did.
and hit screen mirroring.
Oh, screen mirroring.
Yeah, you got to hit that,
Oh.
and then once it's, and then it'll say
That was
podcast,
just AirPlay.
and then there you go.
Is it up there?
It is up there. Yes.
I didn't know that. There you go.
Okay, it does not. It is not up there
Oh
on
no,
my
that's
screen.
that is. Is that your screen, Aaron?
This is my screen.
Oh, that no, it's
I'm on Nintendo Switch Pro. Price.
Oh, no.
it's on the podcast. It's
Yeah.
on the just.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go. Okay.
Must have been
Focus
delayed.
exclusively on Switch games. I did. You know what? I did see this headline actually. I did see this headline. What? But what's all in this?
So the Bloomberg states like, hey, we're gonna get a Switch Pro announcement before E3. E3 for Nintendo is June 15th at 9 a.m. Pacific. And the wording they use in their tweet is that focus exclusively on Nintendo Switch games, mainly releasing in 2021. So they're like really just gonna focus on software here. So the Bloomberg reported it's gonna happen before. So like all the third party developers can be like, hey, this is like we're making 4K games on the Switch, which makes sense. But then ever since that Bloomberg report came in, like last Thursday, so a week ago from today, it's just been like a frenzy, like everywhere I'm going, it's like, okay, it's gonna happen tomorrow. Doesn't happen tomorrow, it's the next day.
There's
Tomorrow,
shit all over Twitter.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And like the biggest one that was gonna happen, the rumor right now is tomorrow again, which is like, I'm just so tired of it at this point. That's why I barely want to talk about this, but you know, we've been talking about it for like weeks now.
Yeah.
If they were gonna do it, no. If they were gonna do it, the problem that they have with that, with the announcement, is WWDC, and Apple sucks up so much of the press's time that literally YouTubers like Linus hate it, because it's just like the Super Bowl. He's put up pictures of his analytics. You see that line just dip. Super Bowl is up, or WWDC, and he loses viewers. So a lot of YouTubers hate it. That is how big of an event WWDC is. So they would not. So they would probably do it later next week, or they would do it next Monday. They're not gonna do it on a weekend. So it's either gonna be Monday, or it's gonna be like right before, like the day before E3, when people are ramping up and the news coverage is starting to go towards E3. They are not gonna try to battle with Apple to get Engadget press and Verge and all the other press like that. They would have to fight that, and they will lose that one, especially with what we're hearing is going to be coming out.
I mean, they could do it tomorrow.
They could.
They could. It's Friday. Give people a chance to
Yeah.
talk about it. Ooh, I don't. That's, you know what? I don't
Then
know.
you got the weekend.
You
The
got
stew on it.
you got
and
the
then-
weekend,
and then Monday.
but the problem is, if you do it on the weekend,
No. What I'm saying is, if you do it tomorrow,
if you do it tomorrow,
you got people talking about it during the weekend, and then Monday, and then Tuesday is when the Apple event happens, and then it's all Apple.
it could. It would be contingent on the problem with
But
releasing.
I see it next week sometime,
I would say next Monday or next Thursday would be my prediction.
or even the week after, just to let the Apple shit calm down.
They would probably more. Yeah, if they
the
were going
week
to do.
after is E3 though. Yeah.
Yeah, it is next week starting on Sunday or whatever, or on
Correct.
Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday.
So they would do it. The only reason I would say they wouldn't do it on the weekend is because if you do it on the weekend, a lot of people view their YouTube and Twitter and tech news feeds in the morning during the weekdays. And so you'd have basically possible other stories that are coming out that might smash that one down.
Yeah, I'm not saying during the weekend. I'm saying that they
Or
might.
Friday. I'm saying is that Friday it'll get caught up in that weekend traffic.
Yeah.
But I do that's my thought on it, because nobody battles Apple when it comes to press. Like, that is they are
Not
the
even
gods at that.
Samsung.
Yeah, no.
Not even Samsung.
People will reschedule their shit. People don't schedule shit for June because of that. It's a whole thing. But what are your hopes for it, Manny? Like, what would make you like? What would be a game like? What would make you like need to have one right away and upgrade your current Switch?
I'm gonna buy it regardless.
He's gonna-
Probably,
he's
if I
gonna-
could get my hands on one.
I'm gonna try to. We'll. You know what, dude? We were able to pre-order some shit, so maybe we'll do like a pre-ordering event, and because the internet here is really good, it connects to the like servers like that. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe we need multiple. We got to spread it out. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna try to get our hands on one, presuming it comes out, which it seems like very likely. But what would be a killer for you? Like, what would be something that it didn't have, or something that it does do but it's horrible that would like make you not want it?
I don't know. Nintendo's pretty dumb. Like they can't do online, right? So like I forgive them for a lot of things already. So I think I could, even if it like costs $500 and looks exactly the same, I'd still probably buy it.
You'd still get it no matter what.
I guess that would be the one thing though. If it looks exactly the same, which it probably won't, they'll probably make it look a little bit different to make it
Bigger.
But no, because it has it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna have the same footprint because they're just making the screen bigger, but it's gonna
Smaller bezels type thing.
yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I mean, yeah. Honestly, just don't make the thing not feel like a toy. That's my. If it's a handheld, we're so used to like Samsung and a lot of these phones, even like lower end Android phones, are made out of glass. And they got this. So whenever I hold a Switch, it feels like the fucking Game Boys from the 90s. And it's not like that bad, but it doesn't have that. You can get $300 phones that are metal and all that other, amongst all that other stuff, right? So that's the one thing that I would want to see. Give me the 4K, well docked, all that shit like that. I'm not even worried so much about battery life. Just keep the same 4-hour battery life. All that shit's fine, right? But give me something that actually feels like a pro device that's premium to some degree. It doesn't have to, it doesn't have to be made out of fucking titanium, but in diamonds. Just it doesn't need to be in a rap video. It just needs to be not feeling like a child's toy.
Yeah.
That's my thing. That's my thing. And I want the Joy-Cons to slide in and not wiggle at all. I don't know what is the keyboard. Like, dude, when buttons like in cars, in Rolls Royce apparently none of the buttons move, and the Lexus LS, like when you go into the car, like the buttons, like the radio buttons, they don't move, they don't jiggle at all. It's either it's pressed or it's not pressed. There's no like slight.
Yeah.
I love when buttons are like that and they don't have any of that sway, or when drawers, you open up a drawer and there's no like. Anyway. That's just me. Aaron, what are your and you what would you like to see? What's a game killer for you? What's a whole like what's a thing? What are you hoping for?
So mine would be
Faster loading times in Animal Crossing.
I mean, I don't see myself buying it if there's not like a huge upgrade. So if it's just the same thing but it does 4K on the TV, that's not worth the money to me since I already have a Switch. Like there would need to be better Joy-Cons and stuff like that to where there's a quality boost in the actual hardware before I'm going to go spend the money.
Yeah, that would be interesting, Manny. What if it guaranteed perfect, and you too, Aaron, what if it guaranteed perfect 1080p, 60 frame per second gameplay, docked or portable, but like quality-wise, the build quality and like performance like of the UI, the Nintendo Store, all that shit like that. Like it was basically an extremely polished Switch. Didn't do 4K. Everything was 1080p 60. Let's say 1080 60 when docked, 1080 30 when portable. Let's say that's a little more realistic. And, you know, OLED screen, all that shit like that. Like, would that be good for you? Oh, it is. Yeah, we are. Okay,
No. I was saying Aaron's the notifications and all that are showing on the screen.
Oh yeah, no, she knows. She doesn't have it. We see it, but it's not in the OBS right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She toggles that manually. Yeah, no, we're good. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
What do you think of that, Manny? Like,
I don't care, dude.
You don't care, no matter what.
I'm gonna buy it.
You're gonna buy it.
I'm gonna buy it.
Even if it gave you hand cancer.
Even if it fucking called me the most derogatory terms ever.
I saw your eyes and I saw like 6 words I thought you were
Yeah.
about to say. It's like I just thought, I was like, oh God.
I was about to say some racy shit.
Okay, well.
Twitter Manny's coming out.
Yeah, yeah, that's about to Twitter. Well, you know what? We'll see how it is. Honestly, if it was like a super polished Switch experience, I'd be all over it. But we will get to that when they announce it. What do we have in the queue next?
So
It's very dramatic. I don't know why I did all that.
it was very traumatic. We have a tiny break in the queue.
Okay.
So we're going to take a tiny break and then finish up the next stories. And then after we get through the next stories, we'll have another break. And then we're going to get to WWDC.
We're double breaking today?
We are.
Okay, I guess we're double breaking. Okay. Well,
It's a long episode.
I guess it's a long one. Okay, and we'll be back.
Then we'll be back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
And wreck.
You know, at one point on the show, that was my thing. And then Joey, because he's a dick, started copying me.
Started copying me.
I can't. I can't. For anybody listening only, that was Joey was mimicking my actions, and then I basically made him attempted to make him mimic his actions in such a way that it would stick a pencil in his mouth. That sounds bad.
And it was funny, so make sure you check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely on YouTube. Okay, so we are going to get back into the news. One more story, and then we're going to talk about WWDC, and then that should wrap us up. We're going to be talking more about WWDC next week after we see it, but this is going to be kind of our like thoughts and hopes and stuff like that, because I know there's just two things I really, really, really want to see. So let's knock this one story out, and then let's get into it.
Okay. So Sony has confirmed that Uncharted 4 is coming to PC, like a lot of their other games after a certain time, is no longer a PS5 exclusive. It will now be available on PC as well.
So I got 2 questions for you guys, because apparently I think I had responded to somebody's comment a while ago, and they had said, I don't know what their response was, but it was basically disagreeing with me. What are your guys' thoughts on like when companies say like it's a PlayStation exclusive, also available on PC? Like, even if it, like, what does timed exclusivity mean? What does like being console exclusive mean? Like, what does exclusives mean? Because it used to be back in the day, if you wanted to play Grand Theft Auto 3, you were playing it on a PS2. Several years later, maybe not several, but a significant amount of time later, they did eventually release it on the Xbox, on the original Xbox. But things like Devil May Cry and Final Fantasy, those were PlayStation exclusives. Halo was an Xbox exclusive. Mind you, it was also on PC, but you kind of get what I'm saying. Like, an exclusive was an exclusive to always be an exclusive. And Uncharted, Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us, all of those things are synonymous with PlayStation, and now they're going on fucking PC. So what are your guys' thoughts on exclusivity? Like, what does it mean now?
Means shit.
I mean, is it like, how important is it? Like, is it something that, like, does this, because to me it's like, you know what,
It used to be important. It used to be like, oh, look at us, we have Grand Theft Auto and you have Xbox, fuck you. Now it's like,
used to be a playground shit talking
yeah,
thing.
and now it's
Fanboyism.
I have Grand Theft Auto. Well, so do I. Well, what do you have? Xbox, why PlayStation?
Yeah. Now it's just, I have Grand Theft Auto and it doesn't matter what platform it's on. And it used to be part of the
I
battle.
have PC. Oh, okay.
Yeah, PC's its own thing. Manny, what are your thoughts? And then I want to hear from you, Aaron.
It's good.
You think it's a good thing for?
Yeah, because we always talk about, or I always talk about, like, backwards compatibility. Like, once you, let's say, if I wanted to play a PSP game, I have to go buy a PSP. I can't really play it legally anywhere else.
I see what you're saying.
And now that it's on PC, now when, like, in 20 years when I want to play Uncharted 4, I don't need to buy it. Go
Right.
find,
If
like,
you
a
want to play
PS4.
Uncharted 4, you have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk. I have a question for you specifically on that one. Aaron, what are your thoughts on exclusivity? Like, what if Animal Crossing came to iPhone?
You know, it's tough.
It'd actually
like,
probably be a bad thing. For Aaron
No,
to be
it's
off.
on there. It's Pocket Camp.
Yeah, we have Pocket Camp. But it's tough, right? Because I love being able to say that I have this exclusive game that is exclusive to this console, but at the same time, like, we're not made of money, and so it's like nice in a sense that, okay, you don't have a PS5 or you don't have an Xbox or whatever, but eventually you will be able to play that game you really wanted to play without buying a $500 console to go with it. That is only because you wanted to play one game, you know? And it's like, you get that, and then it makes sense from the business side too, because if these companies aren't selling their consoles for a profit, then they're going to get much more of a profit if their games are available on multiple platforms. And then my third thought with that is that the companies have been working in certain games, and I think it's getting a lot better to allow cross-platform playing. And so even with like Call of Duty, you can be playing with people who aren't playing on a PlayStation. And so that also, it just like, it kind of combines the whole community better, I think. And maybe eventually, if there aren't exclusive games, there will be no point of a console war, maybe. But
There will always be a console.
So, well, all right. My first gripe with it is the marketing and the language that they use. Exclusive on PlayStation 5. That means you can't play it anywhere else, or exclusive on Xbox. Halo is not an Xbox exclusive. You can play it on PC, but Microsoft advertises it. So that's problem number one that I have, because exclusive has, at least as far as the English language goes, or at least my interpretation of the word has always been, exclusive means you can only play it on there, not multi-plat. As far as Sony doing this stuff, because they've been doing this with a few of their games. Uncharted 4 is one. I can't remember the other ones, but I think it's a cash grab. I think it's just a way of basically kind of taking advantage of the whole like remaster thing. And it's like, okay, well, we could just release this on PC. Guess what? It's x86 architecture, which is really, which makes migration easier, which brings me to my next point. This Apple ARM shit is becoming bigger and bigger. I keep hearing people talking about it. And if these releases in WWDC, which is going to be a great segue into our next, into talking about it, they're going to be releasing supposedly an M2 or an M1X, which is going to have even more cores and more power. to the point where I continue to hear rumors that Microsoft is developing an ARM version, in-house processor version of Windows.
Yeah.
Which basically defeats the x86 architecture marketing and the reason for doing it in the first place for fucking Xbox or Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and PlayStation 5. Because they're built off x86 to make developing games easier. But if Microsoft shifts that direction, and that's where it's going to go, Intel's fucked and x86 doesn't exist anymore. In essence,
Apple's changing the game.
well, it's not so much that Apple is changing the game. The backwards compatibility thing that Manny mentioned before will basically die. All these PC games won't work because ARM and Microsoft doesn't care about gaming on PC. There's the gaming division that cares about that with DirectX. But if they had to pick and choose selling Microsoft licenses to people who just need, or Windows licenses to people who just need computers, and the ad revenue that they're, or the data collection they're doing via the start menu and selling apps, all the other bullshit, versus catering to the PC gaming market, which can't even get a fucking GPU to play their game in the first, like, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They're going to pick the ones that are going to buy Microsoft Office, not the ones who are going to download Steam. At least as far as I can tell, Microsoft made their fortune off of Windows, not DirectX. DirectX is a part of it, and gaming is a part of it, but that's the whole thing. So if it switches, the backwards compatibility thing dies out. If it switches, the whole like function of consoles being more PC like dies. Like the whole thing falls apart. And so again, my biggest to reiterate, the marketing is deceptive, and any argument for the PC gaming thing, if this shit goes this way, those arguments die off. And so putting it on PC doesn't feel like they're doing PC gamers a favor or defragmenting the market or introducing additional people into the camp. It feels like it's just a fucking cash grab. And between shitty PC ports and all the other things that PCs have. Look, PC, I played many games on, you know my PC setup that I had a long time ago. The thing was epic. It played games great. I love PC games. It has a lot of good shit. Has a lot of baggage that comes with it too. And so I have a feeling that's between the because what is this? Manny, did you hear about the 390 Ti or whatever the fuck it is? And
380.
The 380 Ti, and supposedly they put in some like hash calculator limit or some shit like that to try to battle the.
I don't know if it was that one specifically, but I know that they talked about it with certain cards. I'm not sure the details though.
Yeah. So if the Bitcoin mining thing continues to go up, PC gamers are suffering. I'm seeing channels, old PC gaming channels I used to subscribe to, or I'm still subscribed to, but I really haven't watched recently. They're talking a lot about how they can't get how people can't get GPUs, and they're doing giveaways of GPUs and how expensive it is, and the effects of it's affecting that particular. Right? You see what I'm saying? Like it's this big culmination of just issues and shit, and I feel like it's a bubble that's about to fucking pop, and there's gonna be a huge backlash on it. And so when they do this stuff, it's not that I don't give a shit if they put Uncharted on PC. It's the reason why they're putting it on PC, and it feels like. I don't know. It always feels like game developers. It went from a point where games used to be about let's make the best game that we can make, and now it isn't a balance with the business element of let's make money, or let's recoup our profits, or let's whatever, right, or recoup your losses, right. It seems to be more about we're only going to put a fuck ton of money into this game if we're going to get as much money back as possible, and fuck the players, fuck the people. We're going to say that Final Fantasy 16 is an exclusive to PS5, and then in fine print, it'll also be available on PC. But nobody's going to look at that because nobody cares. And from my perspective, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just like, it just feels like there's just this big fucking mess that's developing with this whole, with the gaming market. And it's just, I've said so many thoughts now, I don't even know where my fucking core point was anymore. But hopefully that made some kind of sense. And that's my whole thing on it. It's just, it pisses me off. Are people who buy a PlayStation 5 day one just to play Uncharted 4, and it's like, oh, now it's on PC. I don't know. That's a dumb one. I don't like that argument. I take that one back. I redact that one. But that's my shtick. So you guys can chew me apart on that one. Because I don't know. I lost all organization of my thoughts towards the end there. Anyone? Anything? Any response on that? No? Nothing?
I think we're all in agreement with you.
Yeah.
Did what I say make sense at the very least? And then we'll move on. I just want to know if it made even any kind of sense, because it's not making sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right. So, what? I see you laughing at me.
Sure.
Shut the hell up, Joey.
Whatever you think. I mean, anything that comes out of your mouth you think makes sense? I mean, sure.
If I thought so, I wouldn't ask you.
I mean,
You know what? Go fuck yourself,
nothing
Joey.
ever
Because now
makes
we're going to
sense
talk
that
about.
comes out of your mouth.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Here we
If
go.
you want me to be honest with you.
Do we have to relive? Do we have to go through the whole rubbing chicken grease on yourself?
That
makes
sense.
How did that make sense?
How doesn't that make
Because
sense?
we're talking about
It went well with KFC. Okay?
Joey.
F-
I don't know how you eat chicken,
See?
but even if you're referring, what did you say here?
Oh, no, I was really hoping that Manny was going to chime in there because Joey said K and I said F. And I was waiting for someone to say C and no one did, so I just went C.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Next story.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Walk us in.
Okay. So I think the best way to do this is because Gizmodo has accumulated all of the information that we think we're going to get from each iOS. So I'm going to read off what they say for the specific iOSs, and then I want to hear your thoughts on if that's something you want, if you don't. Sound good?
It is everything that Apple does. Yeah.
Okay. So the first one is iOS 15. So the rumors are that we're going to have changes to notifications
Yes.
with preferences on current status, if you're driving, sleeping, working, blah, blah, blah. Auto replies for text messages, like you have an email. I know how much you love email, Dom. And then adjusting notifications preferences via a new menu that you can access from the lock screen in the control center. We also have updates to iMessage to hopefully compete with WhatsApp, the ability to log food in the health app, and then updates on privacy, which may let you see exactly what data apps are collecting on you. And then we have accessibility features, global accessibility, blah, 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 blah.
I've
New
never heard of that
features.
feature before.
Yeah, me neither.
It's a generic catch-all. Just blah, 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 blah. iOS 15.
Blah, 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 blah.
What, Joey? He's staring at me very, very uncomfortably.
It also includes expanded support for hearing aids, background sounds to help those with sensitive sound sensitivities, enhanced image descriptions, and its voiceover reader for blind, low vision communities. And that is about it for iOS 15. Thoughts?
You guys go.
Yeah, can you read it again?
Oh, Jesus
'Cause I
Christ.
did not
Aaron, what are your
understand
thoughts? Why don't you
shit
share,
on
why don't you
that.
share your
All
thoughts
that
first?
blah, 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 blah.
I do really like the fact that we can have away messages and that the notifications will be, hopefully, this is all in theory that they're going to announce it, of course, that you can set notifications for if you're driving and sleeping and stuff like that. Because I think that's really cool, especially notifications during like work, so that you don't get a bunch of social media notifications during work.
Yeah.
Just the important ones, just phone calls, text messages, whatever's work related.
Mm-hmm. See, and okay, so that's interesting. I wouldn't have expected. Does anybody else think that way too? They want the notifications to be in like bins based off of what you're doing, so you only get certain notifications when, like, you only get Facebook notifications when you're home versus being at work, as an example. Like, is that something? Because no, that's not for you. What about you, Joey?
I turned my notifications off.
Okay, Joey turns it on, so this doesn't even apply to him. Okay,
Nope.
so my question is, like, really what I want to know is, because for me, notification preferences would be like bins of like, this is not really important. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care what Twitter has to tell me about what, like, like this person tweeted that I've never looked at or ever followed before. Like, I want those to go away, and I only want notifications for things that are relevant to me, be it emails, text, any of that shit. Like, if it's basically, I want like the ultimate spam filter, and the only time I want to get notified by Facebook is if somebody fucking commented on my, they something directed at me that I generally need to know, and not the app trying to get my attention.
Yeah, I'd prefer if like there was a way to like just shut off notifications for a certain time for certain apps. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so like for example, my work, I have an app on my phone.
That's what this is promoting, though.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Oh,
this
cool.
is promoting.
But I was okay. Totally missed that part because I was really focused on the food tracking thing because I'm really happy
That
about
is
that.
really
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
Because like I don't like using my fitness pal.
I said it.
Yeah. I used to have that app.
And I use it, and like it's okay, but I'm like, how has no one made a better one yet? Like it's been the same app for like 5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used it like once, and it was like, eh.
And then like I like Google stuff or I try to add food that's like at McDonald's, and I can't find it. And I'm like, dude, like you've had the same fucking app for 5 years, and you don't have fucking French fries from McDonald's on there.
That is the most emotion I've ever heard you speak with. Here's an idea for you, Manny. How about you don't eat anything that's bad?
Well, I'm not saying
Okay?
that. I'm just
then
saying
you don't
like,
need to put that in.
I know that.
Okay?
I'm just saying that like
Manny?
we don't need to like, I don't know, like it's
You're
just
wrong.
annoying.
Well, you know what else would be great about that?
It does
And I
def-
believe
yeah.
Dom has a rant coming out about this soon. But
Spoiler alert.
yes, spoilers.
This would be a good one though.
So most apps that let you log food and stuff like that, in order to get all of the features, you need a subscription. Like you have to pay in order to log all the food, or in order to see all of the data from that food, or whatever. And so if they integrate into the Apple Health app, is it iHealth, Apple Health?
It's just
the
health.
Health app.
It's just the health app. Yeah.
If they integrate it into that, then that, depending on how they do it, we may not need to pay for an app to do that kind of stuff anymore. And that would be awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, okay, so the biggest, because I do hear what you're saying. So the biggest thing with the MyFitnessPal is basically it's kind of a buzzkill when you like, oh yeah, I'm going to track my fitness. Then it's like you go to put in an item and it's not there, and it continues to happen. It's annoying. It's like, what's the fucking point?
And then when it is
If I
there-
can't, if I'm going to track myself, I want it to be as accurate as physically possible. Like if it's one item in but then it's no big deal. But from what you're saying, Manny, it happens frequently enough to where it's like, fuck this.
Yeah, where like it's like it has a scan a barcode feature, and I got like, and like it should.
You have a
put the food in.
barcode on McDonald's?
No, but like it was like for like Quaker Oats,
Yeah.
like the gluten-free version.
Mhm.
Didn't scan.
Here's-
Nothing showed up. We don't have it in the database. I'm like, bro, put it in the database.
There's a diet. There's diet companies that you can go to, and you can use their calorie counters there. There's one that's called, I think it's counting calories. You can do that, and you don't have to use your tracker then.
But
And
then
they have
is it on my
all-
phone?
You know what? I don't give a fuck if it's on your phone or not. If this is your complaint, fuck your fitness app.
Okay.
Done.
In Manny's defense,
No.
I
No.
do genuinely think that there could be in the future for doctors and like being able to see 30 years of like what you ate, when you ate it, how much you ate with your medications, when you like having a log on the things you put in your body.
That's
Yes,
not
Joey,
their
people are
business.
going to know
It's not their business.
the things you put in your body off camera.
There's none of their business.
Well, when they're trying to
If
fix your
people don't
disease,
like, first of all, if people don't like app tracking or whatever the case is, you think they're gonna want their doctors to look what they've been eating?
if they're dying, then
Yeah.
yes, or if they have severe medical conditions, absolutely. To have that log, a doctor would be able to look at that and say, okay, I see that you have been downing 3 triple milkshakes from Chick-fil-A
yeah, what's wrong with that?
every day
So
for the past. So that could be, and obviously
I will-
that's an exaggeration, but it's one of those things where a doctor can no, what I'm saying is that the triple milkshake thing is exaggeration. What I'm saying is like there could be a particular element of a particular food that you could be allergic to that you may not even be aware of, and that's been affecting your body. And you've been
Yeah.
eating that shit for the past 3 years.
I would love to be able to take that kind of information to my doctor, and my doctor say, hey, the reason you're so tired all the time is because all of this food that you've been eating lacks vitamin D. So you're not getting vitamin D from anything. So you
Right.
need to take vitamin D supplements with the food that you're eating, or change the food that you're eating. And they could
Right.
do that with that.
or just take supplements in general.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't need supplements.
take 'em.
Most of the time, just take them.
all.
What if you don't need them? What if it
Just
hurts you?
take 'em.
Just take them.
Supplements don't hurt you.
They can. If you
Yeah,
take
they
too-
can.
if
You,
take too-
can overdose. There was
No.
this one dude who
No.
ate so
Okay.
many carrots that he died from
Wrong.
vitamin A.
Let's
Right.
okay. Manny was talking about.
Who
Oh no,
cares?
the food thing is what we're on right now. So
Mhm.
that's okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I hear Manny's complaint, and I agree with him. Fuck you, Joey. That's what I'm going to say to that. That's how that's going to be.
Why?
Because I get it. I hear what he's saying.
But why is it always fuck me? Fuck you,
It's the first time I've said it since last episode. So okay.
bitch.
Anyway, some of the other stuff that we heard about iOS, the notification bin thing we were talking about. Yeah, I'm going to ignore you, Joey. Manny wants time-based, like when applications can notify him, Windows, as does Aaron. Me personally,
No one cares.
I am
care.
indifferent as far as timestamps. Like, okay, I put my phone into the sleep mode at night to schedule like the during the week so I don't get
That's cute.
but like as far as like I don't want fucking notifications if 50% of them aren't actually like important to the quality of my life. Like I don't want Chase to send me a fucking notification saying please take this survey of your most recent experience. Like
Why?
I don't want that. I don't. I want to know like
Fill out that survey.
sometimes I do, which is basically saying stop sending me this fucking survey.
That's your first mistake.
My point is, it seems that I am in a different boat, and most people they want time-based notifications, but still want all their notifications, at least to some degree. That seems to be the consensus.
Oh no! If I had the ability, and I think that Manny would agree with me, if part of that update also allowed you to not get the notifications that had absolutely nothing to do with you, like Jane's brother's uncle posted this post on Facebook
3 weeks ago.
I'm pretty sure that I don't think anybody cares about those.
If you had to pick though, if you had to pick between like if you only got one or the other, basically timed windows, it's either get notifications from certain apps within certain times, like what Apple's talking about, or a notification filter that basically says like I only want the most relevant notifications. I want the most
I'd want the latter.
I like the first one.
You still want the timed bucket ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I have it for Microsoft Teams because that's what I use for work.
Mhm.
And they have a setting in there where I just like mute notifications. I'm only active for these hours, which is cool, and I use that. But I'm like, why isn't this just a system thing that I could do for every app? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why does each app need to do that?
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, okay, here's my question though. If the app sent you how often do you get like spammy notifications? Do you get them a lot, or maybe am I just a
No, I don't turn on notifications for a lot of apps. Only for the apps that matter.
why?
Because they all send
every
notifications.
app sends notifications.
Well, that's my point though. If the notifications were actually important, would you turn them on? My point is that are you turning them off because the notifications the app sent, the ones that they send aren't important? That's the crux of my question.
Yeah.
So then if there was a built-in system that basically said like that does all that, the only time you'd ever get notified.
There is a built-in system.
Yeah. You turn it off.
What it asks,
No,
it's
that's
asking,
but
do you
no.
want
But what I'm saying is
notifications? I say no.
Facebook doesn't have only bullshit notifications. There are some times where it's like somebody commented, somebody left you a message. Those I want. I don't want the rest of the shit. I don't want the rest of the shit from Twitter recommending
I'll find out once I go on Facebook.
handles to
Yeah.
follow. So you don't. So
You have notifications turned off for Instagram.
so
I just
your
find
so
out.
your solution is okay. I see.
I'm with you, Dom, because there are, like with Facebook, I have all Facebook notifications turned off, but as an example, for Facebook, if like I would want notifications if someone messaged me or if someone commented on my post or they liked my post or they tagged me in a post. But even when you go into Facebook and say, I only want these notifications, Facebook still somehow finds a way to send you notifications that are your brother's uncle's girlfriend liked this post that was posted 4 years ago.
Is she
Like,
hot?
and
Facebook
That's-
thinks you think so.
I mean, if she's cute, then I'll turn my notifications on for her.
Hold on, let Aaron finish that thought real quick.
And it really doesn't seem to matter what you do, because even when within the app you filter out, like, only send me these, they still send you, like, notifications that you don't want unless you just turn off all notifications.
Right.
And so if there was the ability to filter out via, like, keyword or what have you from the actual notifications, then that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's how it used to be back in the day with iOS. Cat. Now we have Midnight. He's exploring. Hopefully the audio doesn't come out crappy this time. Apparently Midnight prefers Joey. Well, Black Cats aside, yeah, I'm basically like notifications seem to have come into the realm of they're no longer really there to like let you know, hey, this needs your attention. Now it's more like, hey, we want your attention.
Yeah.
And so in that regard, the notifications are more like ads, and that's the shit that I want to go away. Like, just again, a shitty example, but like if your banking app, you have a choice. your notifications are on or off, and you don't get a choice. If they're on, you get notifications if your balance is low, if somebody logged into your account, if there's an unauthorized charge or a strange charge, you get those. However, you also get 3 daily, like, hey, do this to save money or check out this.
Yeah.
It basically adds so you can only choose, right? All notifications on, all notifications off. Like, which one do you pick when the context is there can be very important things that you might need your attention right away.
Mm-hmm.
But to get that, you get the shitty stuff. Like, would you keep your notifications on in that case or off?
Off, dude.
You would still keep them off. So you wouldn't want to know immediately if somebody got into your account or there was a bad charge?
I'll find out when I open my bank account. I'll just have my bank figured out. That's why they have my money.
Yeah, you think I want to see that I'm overdrafted? I mean...
Okay, so
Jeez.
we're 2v2 here.
Yeah, we're 2v2.
But we're running out of time, so we need to move on to iPadOS.
We are.
15.
This is the one I'm most excited about.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, so then maybe you have different information than I do, but according to Gizmodo, it looks like most of the things are going to stay. I mean, like anything that you can expect from iOS, you can also probably see in iPadOS. The only difference is that this iPadOS may give you the ability for third-party eye tracking gadgets so that you can control the device with just your eye movements. And then the other thing that Gizmodo says is that it's pretty typical for Apple to release hardware first and then software that goes with it. And based off of the big beefy iPad Pro that we just got, it may be possible that we could see something really surprising for WWDC that matches the amount of hardware that they put in the new iPad.
Joey, you're the one with the latest iPad. What are your thoughts?
I mean, not very impressive like you made it out to believe.
Well, no, okay.
You were like, I'm so excited.
No. I'm not
Really
excited about
excited.
these. I'm not so excited about these rumors. The problem and a lot of reviewers have been talking about that iPad hardware-wise, even the one that Manny's using, the original iPad Pro, has always been a very like top class product.
Yeah.
Like it's always, but the operating system was what holds it back.
Yeah.
My hope is that there's going to be something in iPadOS that allows it to expand more into the laptop territory, because I can't run Premiere on that thing.
Yep.
I can't run PHP Storm on that thing, and without the apps.
And I think it's stupid that we can't run Swift, or we can't
coding.
run,
What is Swift?
Things like that.
It's a coding language used for developing iOS apps and macOS apps, and like you can't even you can't even get Xcode to make the apps on your iPad, Xcode, which is made by Apple, because then you could plug your fucking iPhone via the Thunderbolt USB-C port and then like develop an app. Like it doesn't actually replace a laptop, because it's not even about like, the argument is the portability and all that other shit like that. It's got it, but without the apps, like I need hardcore apps now to reach in that laptop space. Otherwise, it's nice to type on and write scripts and check out emails, but it's effectively a big ass phone.
Yeah.
You just made me mad.
Why?
Ooh.
You said Type-C on the iPad, and I forgot the iPhone doesn't have Type-C.
The iPhone does not have Type-C. Supposedly, Apple wanted to put Type-C in, but because of, I think it was Intel or whatever, they were still trying to finalize the detail of Type-C. Apple said, well, we need to do something, and they made Lightning, and then now they're making so much money out of it, they won't switch Type-C. Supposedly. I just heard that recently.
I don't understand.
Basically, they wanted to release Type-C on the iPhone.
No, I get what you're
5,
saying.
or-
I just don't understand why they. You'll make more.
They needed the connector to be smaller for the iPhone.
No, I'm just saying, why do they
5.
switch now? Just because you're making money on Type-C or the Lightning doesn't mean you won't make the same with Type-C.
No, they won't, because every single product that wants to make a Type-C accessory has to pay Apple, and there's a shit ton of them.
Oh.
If you make, those old boom boxes, the iHomes, you used to have to get the 30-pin connector, you drop your iPod on there and it'd play. That connector, all that shit, in order to make that connector and make it like Apple legit, you don't get sued, you have to pay them with their stupid licensing fees. And they make a shit ton of money off that, because that Lightning connector's been around since 2012. The iPhone 5? 2013, 2012?
Some year.
Yeah, regardless. Yeah, but anyway. But yeah, I'm just hoping that iPadOS can like I get it. They're all worried about fucking security and shit, but they need to like either, I don't know. I know I think they're trying to strong arm with the ARM shit. Yeah. No, Joey's right. Long story short, I want iPad OS to be able to run more epic shit, like bigger desktop level shit.
Yeah.
So, are we ready to move on? Did you have something?
I think actually we need to probably close. And
Yeah, we're really close
Yeah,
to it.
Yeah, we're almost done.
okay.
Okay, so we have a couple things left. So they're saying that it's going to be likely that the iPhone 7 is the latest phone that you can have that will support iOS 15. Is it iOS 15?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything older probably won't be able to run it. We have no idea about the iPads. There's no concrete evidence. macOS will be macOS 12, and it's more than likely maybe going to be something like Mammoth or Monterey. It's pretty standard. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be a really minor update. So the only other big thing from... Oh, there was also a Apple job posting that had Home OS in it recently.
Oh.
But they since then have taken away Home OS and replaced it with HomePod Mini. So maybe we can see something with Home OS, or maybe that's just something they didn't want out yet.
Get your wish, Joey.
And then the last thing that we're going to talk about is the new MacBook. So we're thinking that they may announce the 14 and 16 inch MacBook Pro, right?
Yeah.
At this WWDC.
Yes.
So
With the new
What are
new
these?
M1 chip, the new M1X, it's supposedly going to replace the 16 inch. So I don't think they're going to be replacing the 13 inch with a 14 inch. I think they're just going to do the 16 inch with whatever upgraded processor.
What? So they'll have 13, 14, 16?
I don't think they're going to have a 14 inch. The 14 inch would replace the 13 inch.
So it'll be 14, 16, but you don't think they'll have...
Yeah, I think that'll come out next year. I think they're going to iterate every other year, do 14 one year, 16 another year, 14, so on and so forth. The smaller, bigger. I mean, they just released the thing, and now they're gonna release its replacement with the next gen processor. Like these, like laptops aren't phones. People aren't gonna buy new ones every single year.
Right.
But I mean, the power is gonna be really good, so
I'm just curious about price for a 16 inch.
it'll probably be cheaper.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
No way.
You don't, but your Mac Mini, or not Mac Mini, the Mac Minis have been cheaper. The iPad, MacBook Airs have been cheaper.
Dude.
No,
They
it's
need
going to
it-
be
They're
cheaper.
not
They
going to
need
go
the
up.
option.
Yeah. No, they're going to be cheaper. Because right now with an Intel, if you get a 16 inch MacBook with 256 gigs, it's
$899, right?
no, for
$799?
Intel.
Oh, for the Intel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're paying over basically almost $2,000 for it.
I'm just saying, like, for now that they're cheaper. I just
I
don't
don't think
I don't trust them to not raise the price.
I don't think they're gonna go up. I don't really. I don't see it.
If they raise the price, it would be for some other reason.
That's what I'm saying. They'll find another reason to raise the price. They'll fucking put the fingerprint scanner in the screen or something.
They need to put Face ID in the screen. That pisses me off that the iPhone, which I would prefer Touch ID on, like if I had to pick one of the two,
Yeah.
and then the one thing that's always a screen that's looking at you, they don't put Face, they put fucking Touch ID.
I mean, at least you get one of them.
At least that's true.
You got-
That's
you
true.
know-
You get one of them. That is true.
That's small world problems right there.
And then as far as macOS goes, Big Sur's been fine. It's whatever.
Although maybe, so I've been with you with the Face ID on the computer for a long time, but I just had a thought. Like, okay, so Face ID on your phone, right? Touch ID on your phone, whatever. Someone has to have it within close proximity, like picked up. But like, what if you're in your room, you're a teenage boy, you lock your MacBook after watching like porn or something, your mom walks in and then it Face ID unlocks, and then all that private stuff that you were watching is now exposed to the world because you didn't like touch the keyboard to say, hey, I'm ready for you to unlock right now. And it just like exposes everything to anyone who's around because it's a bigger screen.
Wow. Aaron went dark.
That was
very.
I don't know
interesting.
if Apple's marketing team researches 13-year-old boys that were masturbating just to get caught by their mother.
I didn't say 13, did I? I thought I said teenager.
Men, or fine,
Teenage.
humans that are masturbating for their parents to walk in and then their laptop accidentally get unlocked. But
no, maybe not. But think about all of the privacy concerns you can have from a screen that big unlocking because your face is there.
very possible, very possible. Just be smart about it. I just want to add one thing because I don't know. I keep hearing though, they might. It's very small, but the Apple glasses, they might announce
2022.
No, I heard 2021. I've heard 2021
Here
in WWDC. They usually they sometimes do, because if they're going to do hardware, they're going to do they might do one more thing. They might announce it. They're not going to be ready for release. Maybe not until like towards the iPhone or maybe later, like spring 2021.
You mean
what would you do
or 2022
if they're like Apple glasses, our first look today right here, and then they just bring out a fucking helmet with goggles?
It's just like a
Dom would get it.
It says like Apple on the back.
Yeah, Dom would get it.
I would
Absolutely.
I would hate it.
Yeah,
I would hate it,
but
I would get it. I would get it for we got to research.
They're like, you'll be the talk of the town where no matter where you go, and it's just people
Always.
fucking pitying you.
I always know, and that's fine. Let them.
This guy's prepared for aliens.
I'm super excited. I'm just super excited for it not because I'm necessarily worried about what Apple's going to do with it. I think they'll do a good job, but just the idea of,
White glasses with the Apple logo.
I don't even care about that. Just the idea of a new peripheral to get excited about. Like phones, they've kind of flatlined. Watches, they've kind of flatlined. Tablets, everything. Remember when the PSP came out?
They flatline because they work.
They
good,
work,
you know what I
exactly.
mean?
But I remember when the PSP came out, and I was just like, this thing is so fucking cool. And when iPhones came out, it was just like I would be up at night just fucking around in the operating system just to interact with it because I didn't have anything else to do with it, but I just wanted to continue to interact with it. Now I get a new phone. I got the iPhone 12, and it's like,
It's all the same stuff.
it's the same shit. I just want that one new device to be like. When the Apple Watch came out, I was a little disappointed because it's like, this is nice, but it's it's not. It's okay. But the glasses, that would be one of those things I'd be like looking for shit all day long. Anyway, but hopefully we'll see a lot, and we'll be covering all of that shit, what we see next week. So thank you everyone for watching. We're gonna go ahead and conclude the show. Manny is old and he wants to go to bed. So we are sorry, I gotta put you on the spot like that, bro.
Damn. It hurts.
He's the youngest one here, which is funny.
I know, right? The irony. And then we've been drinking beer and he hasn't.
I
the
wake
part-
up the earliest, dudes.
The man has a
Dudes.
job.
You
Wake up at 5:30.
why?
That is crazy.
I got work at 7. I
Yeah,
live
Dom.
far from
Not everyone
everything.
starts at 9.
That sucks. Anyway, okay. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, review, all that shit like that. Don't forget, July 2nd, mark your calendars. There will be a reminder notification thing on YouTube. You'll be able to find it. That will be posted in 2 weeks from this show. You will see it July 2nd. We're going live. You guys
July
will be
2nd or 1st?
July 2nd. When's the Thursday? Did I say July? I'm almost positive I said July 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
You said 2nd, but that's Friday.
Is it Friday?
I'm pretty sure that's a Friday.
Okay, I'm going to have to amend the beginning. July 1st.
July 1st.
July 1st. So July 1st, we're going to have to put in a correction in the beginning because I did say 2nd there. So July 1st, guys, be sure to be tuned in. We're very excited to be doing the show live for you guys. And we will see you then. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you for all the other shit. And as always, talk to you soon.
See ya.
Take care, guys.
Take it easy.